Oh, hey guys. So today's my day off, and I really have a lot of shit that I got to do. I don't really have time to be going over this, and I never have time to go over this. Yet I push myself to put these videos out anyways. So you're welcome to anybody who might mildly appreciate my commentary. Whatever, and I do the best I can based off of my situation. I work 7 days a week, hard labor, breaking rocks. And so yeah, when I do these videos, it's not like I have all this time to prepare it, to present it so that it's palatable to the widest audience and all this shit. I just have to shoot from the hip and whatever and move on. So yeah, so I'll leave that to the internet influencers who have all this time and make all these millions of dollars to sit around and prepare their their videos. They have all this time to prepare and have all the technology so that they can have, a screen playing here with another one playing here, and they can pause and inject commentary, inject their points, and blah blah blah. I don't have it. I don't have the resources. I don't have the time. I don't have the money. So but see, the responsibility is on them because they're the ones making millions of dollars a year doing their faggot commentary on video games and shit. When really, what's more important, video games or discussing Aldous Huxley's book, Brave New World? Well, you can decide that for yourself. I'll leave you to your own conclusions with that question. But and obviously I have my own opinions on which is more important, observing and discussing the book Brave New World as opposed to observing and playing video games. One of those two is a little more important to me than the other, but that's just me. Anyways, so okay, so I'm going off on the Aldous Huxley thing. I mean, dude, like there's so much shit like this, and so that's part of my point. Okay, so if you watch my last two videos, it's basically pretty obvious that the book Brave New World is about homelessness and that the homeless are the protagonists in the book Brave New World. The only reason they're not referenced as homeless is because the term homeless was not a common term back in the 20s and 30s when the book Brave New World was written. And that if the word homelessness were as common a term today as it was back then, Aldous Huxley would have been using the word homeless to describe the protagonists in the book Brave New World. So if you're following along, that's where we're at. And this is in everything. So basically, like, homelessness is the big thing in the book Brave New World. It's like the homeless are the protagonists in the story Brave New World. So without the homeless, there would be no book Brave New World. There would be no story, right? It wouldn't even exist, right? See, this is They Live is another example. In the movie They Live, the protagonist is a homeless man. The protagonists are the homeless. Like, hello. But who is talking about? Okay, so Brave New World and They Live, these are two things that are very popular when you're observing the internet. So many people love to reference the movie They Live. So many people, especially these big channels like True Stream Media, Richie from Boston, and all these other Styx Hexnammer, the political commentators love to reference Brave New World. But I just showed you what Brave New World is about. It's about homelessness. Like, the protagonist would be described as homeless if the word homeless was a common term back when the book was written. It just so happens that the word homeless was not a common term back when the book Brave New World was written. And the word homelessness didn't become a common term until the 1980s. But ask artificial intelligence, An artificial intelligence will tell you that yes, if the word homeless was a commonly used term back when Brave New World was written, that's the word that would be used to describe all the protagonists in the book Brave New World. And so all the antagonists would be everyone else that's not homeless, that's just going along with the Brave New World. And see, like I said in my previous video, I already knew all this. I just wanted to ask AI to show that this is what AI's response is. Okay. And I've done this. You can do this with all kinds of stuff. Like go to Google, the Google AI, and ask the Google AI. Okay. If is poverty I can't remember how I asked the question, but AI's response was yes. The Bible places a strong emphasis on caring for the poor. So my question was, does the Bible care? I mean, does the Bible talk about caring for poor people in the Bible? And the AI is immediately yes, the Bible, the entire book places a strong emphasis on caring for the poor. Well now, okay, so see, and this is the thing, artificial intelligence has no reason to lie to you, why would artificial intelligence lie to you unless it's programmed to lie to you? So let me ask you this. So you think that the controllers went in and made sure to program AI so that AI will lie when asked the question, does the Bible place an emphasis on caring for the poor? And so everybody went in and programmed to make sure that if and when anyone asks if the Bible places an emphasis on caring for the poor, that artificial intelligence will lie and say, yes, the Bible places a strong emphasis on caring for the poor. See, this is the thing. Everybody knows, everybody that has half a brain knows that the Bible places a strong emphasis on caring for the poor. But if you look at your average Christian, not only do they not show any emphasis in caring for the poor at all, they hate the poor. They despise the poor. They intentionally ignore the poor. So, and here's just another example. Okay, so you got the book Brave New World. It's about poverty and homelessness. And the protagonists in the story Brave New World are the homeless poor. Okay? The movie They Live, John Nada is a homeless, the story They Live, the protagonist is a homeless man. For the same reason that the protagonist in the story Brave New World is John Savage, the homeless guy. Okay, now let's look at the entire book of the Bible. Yes, the Bible places a strong emphasis on caring for the poor. See, this never ends. This never ends. If you look at Sodom, everybody loves to talk about the pedophile, sex perverse Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, if you look at what's the Bible say about, there's a very concise synopsis of the story of Sodom in the Bible, and I know it verbatim, and it says as follows. This is the guilt of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters had arrogance, abundance of food, and careless ease, but she did not help the poor and needy. Thus, they were haughty and committed abominations before me. Therefore, I removed them when I saw it. So if you know the story of Sodom, God just burnt it, in flames. What's the term that the cool kids use? A scorched earth. God just went scorched earth on Sodom. Why? Well, this is the guilt of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters had arrogance, abundance of food, and careless ease. And she did not help the poor and needy. Thus, they were haughty, and pedophiles and sexual perversions were ensued as a result of having arrogance, abundance of food, and careless ease, but not helping the poor and needy. What happens when people adopt those philosophies, they end up pushing the envelope further and further and further and further till the next thing you know, it becomes common to be pedophiles and faggots and trannies, and everything is a big fucking sex orgy. And so as a result, when God saw that, he said, oh, he basically is like an exterminator coming in to exterminate a big pile of fucking useless, disgusting fucking cockroaches. Hello? This is all like this is just like pure common sense. And it goes on and on and on. The book of Exodus. Who was the antagonist in the book of Exodus? Oh, the richest people in the world who lived in fucking massive pyramids made of gold? Oh, weird. Well, who were the protagonists in the story Exodus? Oh, all the poorest people that were constantly ground down further and further and whipped with fucking, like, keep working, you fucking slave piece of shit homeless person. Like, and it goes on and on. The same story over and over and over and over and over and over. Like, but what is the hold on, I don't want to fuck people. So this is the same story over and over, over and over. Martin Luther King. Well, why did Martin Luther King shift his entire focus from racial inequality to economic inequality? Because he saw that economic inequality was a bigger issue than racism. And he shifted his entire focus. And he started the Poor People's Campaign. And it was set to launch on the fucking White House lawn. And it included a rainbow of the dispossessed, including the poor Appalachian whites who had been experiencing generational poverty and homelessness for over 100 years. It included anybody that's suffering poverty. And it was the biggest fucking thing. It was anticipated to be far bigger than anything Martin Luther King had ever fucking done. And it was set to march on the White House lawn. People were already showing up a week in advance, 2 weeks in advance. And days before the event was set to launch, it's just coincidence that that's when Martin Luther King was assassinated. Yeah, so, and again, it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. The pattern recognition is so in everyone's face all day, every day, 24. Like, the reality of everything is always right there. But you see, reality means pain. And your average person spends every second of every day doing everything they can to desperately avoid pain at any and all cost. So I need to get pills from my doctor. I need to smoke weed. I need to drink alcohol. I need to get more drugs from my doctor. I need to get drugs from the street. I need to listen to conspiracy theorists talk about invisible interdimensional beings in Jewish space lasers. Anything to take me away from the reality that is in my face all day, every day. And what is it? Brave new world, baby. Brave new fucking world. Just anything to, just like Cypher from the movie Matrix says, ignorance is bliss. I know this steak is fake. And I know that it's just a fucking, it's just some shit, diuretic shit that came out of the asshole of a cockroach. And I know, but it tastes so good. And so, therefore, ignorance is bliss. Just plug me into the Brave New World. Make me somebody important. I don't want to be the homeless guy in the Brave New World because that's pain. I don't want pain. And this goes on and on. Okay, here's another example. The Epstein files and all of this shit about child sex trafficking. I've already talked about this. Where do you think the majority of all those sex trafficked children are coming from? They're the poor and homeless children. They're the children that come from the poorest and homeless families in this country, let alone the world. They're the easiest to fucking victimize because nobody gives a fuck about them. Just like in Brave New World, none of the fucking retards give a fuck about all the savages and ostracized people that were forced into homelessness because they couldn't or wouldn't assimilate to the Brave New World society. They're the easiest to exploit. They're the easiest because nobody gives a fuck about them. So where are all these sex trafficked children coming from? You think they're coming from the middle 80%? You think they're coming from the middle class? You're a fucking retard, dude. That's where the majority of all the children that are being sex trafficked are coming from. The streets of homelessness and poverty. Hello, duh. But they never talk about that, do they, when they go on and on about the Epstein files and the sex trafficking, right? Here's another one. You want to talk about the vaccine genocide, all these people that are just dropping like flies from the vaccine. Dude, which population of people were most victimized by the vaccine genocide? I'll give you the answer. The poor and homeless. Like, those people got the fucking... that's where the majority of all the debt... That's where who they're trying to kill. Just think about it for 10 minutes. Which population is most likely to have been most victimized by the vaccines? The mRNA vaccines. The poor and homeless. Yeah, exactly. And if you would argue otherwise, you're a retard and you need to go somewhere else. Like, because you're in denial. You're just a cipher who believes that ignorance is bliss, and you don't care about the truth. The truth is that the majority of the people that suffered from the vaccine deaths and vaccine injuries from COVID-19 and all that shit are the poor. The poor and homeless. I mean, but these are the hot topics, right? Vaccine genocides, sex trafficked children, and the Epstein files. But you see how they directly tie to homelessness and poverty, yet nobody even... Just like how the book Brave New World is directly tied to homelessness and poverty, and just like how the movie They Live is directly tied to homelessness and poverty. But isn't that interesting how homelessness and poverty is still conspicuously absent from all discourse? Even though it's directly related to COVID, vaccine genocides, sex trafficked children and Epstein files, even though it's directly tied to the Brave New World, all this other shit, They Live, and all, even though it's like the Christianity in the Bible, like even though it's like the biggest component of the Bible, all these Christians, they never talk about it. Even though it's the biggest component of child sex trafficking, it's just conspicuously absent. Nobody talks about it. Even though it's the biggest component of the book Brave New World, it's conspicuously absent. Nobody talks about it. Even though like it's the biggest component of the whole story of Sodom and Gomorrah, it's just coincidentally conspicuously absent from all discourse. And it goes on and on. The book of Exodus, everything. It's everywhere in everything. It's like the common denominator in all this stuff. Vaccine genocides, child sex trafficking, and Epstein files. Again, all the sex trafficked children are coming from the poor and homeless families. That's where they all come from, you dumb fucker. And so you all continue to consent to this. That even though what I'm saying is true, all you people consent to this being continuing to be conspicuously absent from the entire discourse, even though it's the biggest component of every sexy, hot flavor of the day, month, week, year thing. Everything. Look at Palestine versus Israel. Isn't that super sexy, hot? Well, Palestine are the poor ones. Israel are the rich ones. But it's still conspicuously absent. All of this is always conspicuously absent. And what is always force injected into all these discussions? Race. It's the Jews. It's the Jews. It's the Jews, stupid. Ha ha ha. It's the Jews. Like, all you people, you're so dumb. And then they're fucking, you got like millions of people celebrating the idea of locking up all homeless people in insane asylums in this country, and the majority of the country celebrates it. Just like in the book Brave New World, the majority of all the people celebrated their fucking retarded dystopia, and only the very few that weren't retarded, they were the ones that ended up getting ground down and fucking trampled and met their fucking tragic demise because they chose freedom over a fucking blue pill, overdosing on a blue pill in a Brave New World. Poverty and homelessness is the constant denominator in all these things. Vaccine genocides, Gaza genocides, sex trafficking plagues with Epstein files and P. Diddy parties. Homelessness and poverty is always the common denominator in all this, and I can go over and repeat over and over again how and why. Where are all the sex trafficked children coming from? You got to be a dumb retard if you're going to deny the fact that the majority of all sex trafficked children are coming from poverty and homelessness, you fucking retards. And this goes on and on and on. But yet still, it's all conspicuously absent from every hot, sexy topic that every faggot, popular, fucking retarded internet celebrity is pushing. And then while they simultaneously, hypocritically, and fucking full clinically, retardedly celebrate, we need to lock up all homeless people in fucking insane asylums. And it's like, so yes, do people deserve a Brave New World dystopian nightmare? Yes, they do. Yes. Is it coming? Are we already in it? Is it already here? Why does this crazy, angry hobo guy just go on and on about homelessness? Why is he trying to tie in homelessness with the book Brave New World? Why is he tying in homelessness with the movie They Live? Why is he tying in homelessness with the entire book of the Bible and the entire religion of Christianity? Oh yeah, no, AI says that, the Bible places a strong emphasis on caring for the poor. Well, that's funny because I don't see any Christian placing any emphasis at all whatsoever on caring for the poor. Wow, how weird. Kind of like with everything else. Every self-proclaimed Christian never walks their talk. Every self-proclaimed conservative never walks their talk. Every self-proclaimed liberal never walks their talk. All these liberals claiming they care about equality. For who? For blacks, for women. It's all about race and gender. As far as like Poor People's Campaign, Martin Luther King, oh no, we got to shut him up real fast. Boom, take that motherfucker out. Yeah. Nobody's doing everybody's just a bunch of pussy fucking cowards that are afraid to tell the truth because the truth is in Brave New World. What's the truth in Brave New World? It's all about homelessness. The protagonists are the homeless. Everyone else are the losers, retards taking the L. And nobody wants to talk about the truth because they're all choosing to be fucking retards who take the L. Same with Sodom and Gomorrah. What was the guilt of Sodom? They had arrogance, abundance of food, and careless ease, but did not help the poor. What was the end result? What did the cool kids say? Fire. Just fucking burn it all up in flames like a bunch of cockroaches. Just set the whole fucking thing on fire because it's a bunch of worthless cunts. They have arrogance, abundance of food, and careless ease, and they don't even lift a finger to do anything about all the poor and homeless people all around them. Burn them with fire. I agree. I'll have to take God's side on that one. I know. I'm just a dumb fucking sheeple that I don't know anything. I'm just stupid, right? Yeah, right. Burn them with fire, man. Fucking A. Anyways, yeah, no, this just goes on and on and on. It's like, and that's what I'm saying. Everybody just wants a distraction. It's just like in the movie, The International. That's another one where there's a fucking legendary, epic fucking gem in the movie International, where he says, this is what you need to know about the truth. There's what people want to hear. There's what people want to believe. There's everything else. Then there's the truth. And that's the phenomenon all around us. Nobody wants the truth that Brave New World is about homelessness. Nobody wants the truth that the movie They Live is about homelessness. Nobody wants the truth that the Bible is basically about homelessness and poverty. Nobody wants the truth that the vaccine genocide is about killing the poor and homeless. Nobody wants the truth that the fucking this child sex trafficking epidemic is like poor and homeless children are the ones being fucking raped Nobody wants the truth. They want everything else. They you know, they want to hear what they want to hear. They don't want to hear about poverty and homelessness. They want to believe what they want to believe. They don't want to believe that poor and homeless people are the ones most deserving of justice. They want it. They'll hear anything else but the truth. Just like George Carlin said, they've got magazines for jacking off. They got magazines for shooting darts in a person's asshole. They got magazines for walking. Walking! Just give the homeless their own magazine, you guys. Just give them their own magazine. Come on. Walking! You know, you got YouTube channels and BitChute channels on walking, on doing your fingernails, eyelashes. Dude, just give the homeless their own platform. Come on, just give the savages their own platform. Just come on. Just speak the truth. Stop lying. All you do is the society that you live in. All it does is constantly, non-stop, 24-7 lie about everything. Everything is a lie. Even Carl Jung himself said it. All you Carl Jung enthusiasts who think that Carl Jung was real smart about art. Carl Jung said the same thing. Everything is a systematization of reality. This society that you live in, it isn't even real. It's fake. It's a systematization of reality. And everything that your society emphasizes as important in life, all of those things that your society constantly emphasizes to you that are the important things in life are the very shackles that keep you from your own destiny. Just like in the book Brave New World. Everybody's conditioned to believe that all this superficial garbage is what's important in life. Wow. Yeah, no. You know what I'm saying? So this is the thing, dude. All this just goes on and on and on. And it's funny how everybody wants to talk about any and everything else, just like the truth. There's what people want to hear. There's what people want to believe. There's any and everything else. Video games, walking, getting your nails done, getting your eyelashes done, transgender bathrooms, transgenders in sports. Just anything to distract me from the fact that the book Brave New World is written about homelessness, that's what all of this has been about the whole fucking time. That's what it's all been about. The pods are coming. You're going to be eating bugs because all you cared about was watching videos on how you do your nails and how do you get your fucking lips to look like duck lips and how do you play the latest video game so you can be the best video game player in the whole wide world. You know, everything. It's all the Jews, space laser Jews. It's Richie from Boston and the interdimensional beings. You need to click on Richie Likes Gold right now. You need to click on richielikesgold.com right now because you're going to need gold because the interdimensional beings are here. The invisible interdimensional beings. Richie from Boston is the only one that can see the interdimensional invisible beings. So click on richielikesgold.com. Do it now or don't, you know. I know I'm right. I've been right all along. I've been doing this. Dude, I see you, dude. If you look through the lens that is illustrated in Brave New World, you could see the COVID scamdemic miles away. You like only the retards are surprised. Only the retards are like, "Hey, my constitutional rights are being violated." It's like, what the fuck planet do you live on, dude? You believe all this garbage about freedom? Are you a fucking retard, bro? Dude, look at Frank Zappa. The illusion of freedom. Frank Zappa, back in the 60s, was talking about the illusion of freedom. The illusion of freedom will continue as long as it's profitable to maintain, of course, because everything is about money and the economics and the market system and the markets and the markets. Yeah, The illusion of freedom will continue as long as it's profitable. As soon as it's no longer profitable and nobody can make any more money feeding you a bunch of lies, well, then they'll just pull the curtains and pull everything aside. And you and everyone else who's been drinking the fucking Jim Jones Kool-Aid this whole time, you'll all suddenly see the brick wall at the back of the building. And then you'll all be crying, my constitutional rights, this is a scamdemic. Yeah. Dude, I've been right all along, and it's only going to get worse. And all these dumb retards are going to continue with their stupid fucking idiocy. Let's lock up all the homeless in insane asylums. Yay! Because they're retards. They're fucking full-on fucking clinically fucking retarded. And they'll never stop because they're too proud. They just can't ever admit when they're wrong and come out publicly and say, you know what? I just listened to this nobody who has this little tiny channel with only 57 subscribers and almost 1,000 videos. And I watched one of his videos and I realized I've been wrong about a lot of shit. And this guy is pointing out how Brave New World is about homeless people. And I'm the guy that's been telling everybody we need to lock all homeless in insane asylums. And I just realized that I am like painting myself into the corner as one of the most fucking clinically retarded gamma fucking faggots as depicted in the book Brave New World. And I'm gonna change. I'm gonna start going against the grain here. I'm gonna stop doing all this. And I'm actually gonna start talking about something meaningful as opposed to just talking about shit that's gonna make me money because I'm a fucking sellout piece of shit, retarded fucking automaton, bootlicking cunt. And I could just go on, bro. Like, I'm listing all of this stuff. Like, you think this is all coincidence. So everything I'm listing, like Brave New World, the Bible, They Live, fucking Martin Luther King, and it goes on, all this shit, this can all just be explained away as all those things are all just, that's all produced by the Jewish space laser Freemasonic cult of the Illuminati Freemasons. And it's all just designed to get you to think about stuff that, when in reality, you know what it is just Jewish space lasers. It's the Jews, dummy. It's the Jews. Well, wow. Okay, yeah. Right. That's what it is. Oh, man. Fucking, what was I thinking? Of course it's the Jewish space lasers. Of course it is. Right? Candace Owens was right all along, you guys. Holy shit, bro. And this will never end. This is only going to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And the propaganda is going to continue to get turned up louder and louder and louder and louder, bringing you everything but the truth. It's going to tell you what you want to hear. It's going to tell you what you want to believe. It's going to tell you any and everything else. How to turn your face into a duck lip. Your whole face is just this big duck lips. It'll tell you how to do that. Walking. It'll tell you how to walk. You put one foot in front of the other. And it'll tell these guys are going to continue telling you any and everything you want to hear, that you want to believe, and any and everything else. Walking. But as far as the truth, like even just the simple truth that I outlined, that the book Brave New World is about homelessness. The protagonists are all homeless. And the antagonists are all everyone else that are just a bunch of automaton, retarded, bootlicking fucking cunt zombies. And that you fit somewhere in that story, Brave New World, right now, whether you know it or not. You're one of these two things, right? Walking. You put your right foot first and then walking. Just give the homeless their own magazine. Just give them their own are you afraid? Are you afraid to hear from the savages? You're afraid of Johnny Savage? Are you afraid? Why are you so afraid? What do you have to fear? I thought you are like the so much more superior to the savages. Then just give them their own magazine. Let them have a voice. Let them talk. Let's hear what they have to say. Because you know what they're gonna have to say is that all you are is just another fucking piece of shit, fucking retarded, fucking homeless bum like everyone else, and that you really just need to go fuck off. That's what they're gonna say, and you don't want to hear it because it's true. You know, just because you make millions of dollars a year running some faggot fucking retarded YouTube channel that shows you how to make your nails look so. You're just another fucking piece of shit, worthless fucking cockroach. You know, and you need to just own it, bro. Just own it. You're just another fucking, like, you're just a bum. Just consider yourself a homeless bum like all the other homeless people. Because that's all you are. And this is all goes on and on. It's everywhere and everything. Do a film analysis on the movie The Good Shepherd that's about the whole fucking origins and history of the CIA. That's the modus operandi of the CIA. Is if you're not part of the CIA, you're just a homeless bum, dude. Like, that's all they view you as. So maybe instead of running around with your pitchforks chanting how we need to lock up all the homeless in insane asylums, maybe what you should be doing is pointing those pitchforks at the CIA and all the other alphabet agencies. But no, you're never going to do that, because it's more profitable to lick boot than it is to stand in principle. It's just more profitable. And this is the way everything works. This is why nobody's talking about it. This is why everybody's talking about invisible interdimensional beings, invisible Jewish space lasers, invisible any and everything else, painting your nails, 4-hour video commentaries on the latest video game, any and everything. Because that's what you need to know about the truth. There's what people want to hear. There's what people want to believe. There's everything else. Then there's the truth. Look at that. I just broke down the truth on the book Brave New World. And of course, if you're a fucking clinically retarded fucking piece of shit NPC, you're going to fucking reject and ignore everything that I just pointed out about the book Brave New World. Because because you are the gamma. You're the gamma. I'm the Johnny Savage, man. I'm the John Nada. I'm the Johnny Savage. But anyways, whatever, dude. I got a lot of shit to do. I don't have time to be doing these videos. This is my last day off, and then I'm back. I'm going to get swallowed by the fucking, slave labor of breaking rocks for the merchants and the slave owners, because that's what I earn. That's what I do. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and no, I will make no apologies for my temperament. See you, boys.